Welcome, guys, to the Dynamic Podcast with Brendan and Rhiannon.
On this podcast, we're here to talk about self-development, health and fitness, business, and our journey as brand new business owners.
Let's go. Make sure you stick around because I'm telling you right now, this is the best podcast you'll ever see.
Enjoy, guys. Ciao.
Let's run it.
All right.
Yeah.
And we're live today with Optimized Fat Loss. He's one of the greatest fitness influencers in the market right now. He's growing by the day, by the minute. He's live here with us in our facility as one of the PTs that is one of the head coaches here. So Sebastian, what?
Continue.
So Sebastian, welcome to the podcast again.
Thank you, Brendan and Rhiannon. Thanks for welcoming me back. Love it. Love to be here.
Now, the last time that you were on, your name on Instagram was Optimized Hypertrophy. Since then, it's changed to Optimized Fat Loss. Can you tell us what happened for you to change it?
I wanted to make more money, and there were more people in the market of losing fat rather than building muscle.
That's a fair, honest answer.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't feel like many online coaches would be that honest.
I feel like I'm very good at helping people with both. I just had to lean into the one that was going to earn me more.
You know what?
Yeah.
That makes
Not
sense.
saying I only did fat loss because it could make me more, and I'm not knowledgeable in that category. It's just I had to pick the one that was going to work best for my goals.
Yeah.
And now fat loss is your main target. Did you ever go through your niche?
Yeah.
Did you ever go through a fat loss period within your time of being a coach and
course.
being a person?
Just finished one. 100-day cut.
100-day cut.
Yeah, 100 days. 13 kilos of body fat shredded.
So now that you're optimizing the fat loss of individuals, how would you say that process goes? So you did a 100-day cut. You mentioned that people overestimate how long it takes.
Correct.
Would you say, because obviously there's so many shreds out there, like 6-week cuts, 4-week cuts, 100 days is over 3 months, around 4 or 5 months in that period, right?
Yeah.
What would be a realistic target that you can tell people to achieve their desired fat loss goal?
Exactly that. I would say 3 to 4 months. Now, it depends on how big your fat loss goal is, obviously. If you're looking to lose 20 kilos, most likely you're not doing that in 3 to 4 months. But if you're looking to lose around maybe 10 to 13, it's definitely possible. I did it. Now, keep in mind, I'm very experienced when it comes to losing fat, so I knew how to do it from the get-go. Someone might need like a 4-week buffer period to like learn the habits that are needed to actually lose fat. So realistically, I would say given 3 to 4 months, you could lose around 6 to 10 kilos, depending on your person and who you are.
And what were some of the techniques and stuff that you took into that 100-day cut that may help someone?
All right, the number one technique that I implemented would have been sustainable eating. So eating foods that you realistically can eat every day of the week. Now, was I eating the same foods every day? I mean, yeah, breakfast. I literally had the same breakfast for like 99 days straight, but that's because it tasted really good and I could eat it for that long. And then I just swapped my breakfast and lunch out every week to something else that tasted really nice and I could eat enjoyably. You know, I think the biggest reason why people don't lose weight is because they're eating foods that just make them miserable. If you're always thinking about what you can have rather than what you're currently having, you're going to just build up those cravings big time. And then you might cut the fat, which is great, but then you're just going to binge and eat what you're missing out on during that time. And then you're back to square one, and then you realize it was all for nothing.
Does it get boring having the same food over and over again?
Not if it tastes good. I mean, I swap it out every week. I don't find it boring week to week. I know some people do, but low key, if you're that person, you kind of got to make that restriction. Like, what's easier, to prep a meal one time for 5 days of the week or to make a different meal every day? If you genuinely have the time to cook a different meal every day, I don't see why you can't do it. But most people are busy. We have jobs. Most people have kids, lives. they can't afford to spend 2 hours of each day cooking one meal and then just to eat it in 10 minutes.
100%. And that was what I was going to ask you next. Now, I feel like the biggest problem that people face when it comes to dieting or diet culture is they're not able to stick to a diet for long enough to see the results from it.
No, 100%.
It's fatigue from dieting. It's the fact that they get bored of the meal plan or bored of the way that they've been eating for that period of time. Now, I know a few people, like some of my clients, that like having a change up week to week, like having different type of lunch, different type of breakfast, different type of dinner, because they're the type of person that can't have the same thing every day. But then, as you said, they also don't have the time to cook something new every single day. How would you explain to that person that if they want to achieve their goal, they have to become a little bit more boring and mundane with the way they eat?
Well, they do, but they also don't. There's a lot of options out there, fast food wise. You really only have these three options. You either educate yourself really well on what options or how to order off a menu in a way that sustainably, you have to order away off menus that goes along with your fat loss goals. So like, okay, whenever I go to a restaurant, I'm only going to order meals that are low in sauces, low in oils, high in lean proteins, and have a side of a carb, right? You have to educate yourself on that's option number one. Option number two, you meal prep those really good tasting meals and just eat that for the week. Or number three, you get really good at tracking. You can eat anything you want as long as you track it, right? I could have chicken tenders for every meal of the day if I really wanted to. As long as I know how many calories of it I'm eating and if it's hitting my protein, you can have it. The thing is, I think you will know yourself, most people can't track or they don't have the level of willpower to only go to like some place, let's say like McDonald's, and order two grilled chicken wraps and a Diet Coke.
Makes sense.
Why do you think people hate tracking so much?
It's a good question because I don't hate it. I don't know. I might be the 1%er. But I think they hate tracking just because it takes time and then they realize all these foods that they've previously eaten are shit and now they're thinking about what they can't have. Also, it can be a little bit meticulous. If you're having something new every day, you're searching up a new ingredient, you have to weigh it out if you want to be accurate. So for some people, it's not the quickest thing in the world. So yeah, I feel like that's why people might be against tracking or not do it at all.
So obviously I've been tracking since I was 15. I'm 26 now, so that's a whole over a decade, right?
Yeah, over a decade.
And for me, it probably takes me 5 minutes a day to track my whole day of eating.
Yeah, same.
Mind you, I pretty much eat the same breakfast and lunch, so it's
That's
a quick
how-
tick box for me to be able to do that.
Exactly. That's
But-
what I would recommend. I mean, the easiest way to do it is just to have a meal that you can just track once, save to a library. Like, yeah. Hello, post-production. You're going to have to zoom up on this one. This is what my macro tracking app looks like. This is my recipe list. These are all the recipes I've saved over like 2 years. I'm pretty sure I'm still scrolling. I have like over like 100 recipes that I've saved in here over the time. So now whenever I meal prep, I just look at that list, pick one that I think will taste good and click a button. So
It's tracked, you don't have to worry about it.
that's the number one way I would suggest to do it. You track it once, save it as a meal, click a button, done.
Yeah.
Because tracking can take time, especially if you're someone that loves variety. So yeah, cut out the variety, find one thing that works really well, track it once, done. That's it.
Sounds pretty simple.
It is very simple.
So do you feel like, why do you feel like people don't like doing it? I know there's a bit of a learning curve with it. You know, when you first start tracking, you know, it can take time. It can take time to learn the things that you need to do. And if you've never tracked a meal before, you have to look up every ingredient, and it is a boring, mundane task that not everyone enjoys doing. But very quickly, it becomes very quick and easy to log a whole days of food, and it's also the best way to make sure that you're achieving your goal.
100%
And
agree.
every single person that we meet has some type of body composition goal, even if they don't like to admit it. Now, why do you think, if we know as coaches that that's the best way for them to achieve X result, why do you think it's still something that we struggle with getting people to do?
So to expect someone who is that individual to all of a sudden put in the effort to themselves to start meticulously logging meals and weighing foods and doing the numbers game of diet and nutrition is slightly optimistic. So for me, I like to gradually implement it. I don't like tracking with a new client. I think it's, as I said before, highly optimistic that they're actually going to do it. So what we do is I ask them a few questions, pick apart their current diet. At the moment I'm having banana bread for breakfast. I'm having a bit of chicken for lunch that's fried, and then I'll have a burger for dinner. Okay, here's a little plan. I'm going to make you one recipe for a high protein banana pancake. I'm going to give you a low cal burger bowl, and you're going to have, what was the second one? What did I say for lunch?
It was
Chicken fried.
Yeah, fried chicken.
chicken.
We're going to do a cornflake breaded chicken,
Breast fillet.
breast fillet or whatever.
in the air fryer.
Just make a lower calorie, high protein alternative what they're already eating. Okay, good. Now they're getting used to cooking their own meals, cooking in a healthier way. Let's sustain that for another 3 meals and do that for another 3 extra weeks. Okay, now that they've built that habit, let's now start to slowly implement tracking into the equation. And I would only actually track if what they were doing in those first 4 weeks wasn't working. If they're making those meals, but they still find it, but I'm eating the meals, but then, 8 p.m. comes around and I turn into a black hole and I just devour the entire pantry. Whoops. I'm like, okay, well, now we're going to have to start tracking. We got the meals in place. You know how to eat well in the big 3, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now we got to focus outside and work on our snacks and that. That's when I would implement tracking. So literally, they've got the meal habit acquired. Now all I have to focus on tracking snacks, because usually that's where people go overboard. Snacks, sauces, and drinks. Those little things that we kind of put off to the side because we eat so little of it, but we eat it over the day. You have a little snack after breakfast, a little snack after lunch, a little snack after dinner, then even further before you go to sleep. By the time you might have a 200-calorie snack 4 times, it's 800 calories. Set you way over your goal.
Yeah.
So it's just those little things that some people tend to forget about may be a big impact as to why they're not achieving what they want to achieve.
Yeah. Another example, like mayo. 2 tablespoons of mayo is like 180 calories. You add a bit of mayo on the side of your lunch and dinner, what is that? 360 calories you're over now.
It all adds
It
up.
all adds up very quickly.
Yeah.
That's why tracking is important and it's essential if people actually want to stay on track with their goals.
That's what I tell a lot of people, that tracking, nutrition, all the things that we speak about, it actually is just a numbers game.
Everything's
It's-
a numbers game, yeah.
Inputs and outputs. What you eat and what you burn is how your body's going to eventually look. And you can train as hard as you want inside the gym, but if you don't have your nutrition dialed in, you're not going to get the results that you're expecting to see.
I don't know if you experienced that in your own training, but I definitely did. I think I wouldn't say wasted, but I heavily diminished the results I could have made in my first 2 years of training because I was not focusing on diet at all. The most I did for my diet was implement protein shakes every couple of days. Besides that, I was
Why
still,
every couple of days?
Because I wasn't consistent with eating. I was terrible at it.
Yeah.
So I was just having some protein shakes. That'd be about it. And then I was really not, eating enough calories or enough protein. And that probably prevented me from putting on as much muscle as I could have.
If you were going to describe your coaching style, how would you?
2 words. Simple. 3 words. Simple, flexible, effective. If it's a simple plan, it's not hard to fuck up. It's flexible. It fits within your life. If something goes wrong, we've got backup plans. And altogether, that is an effective strategy for losing fat.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
What originally got you into coaching? I know we touched on it in the last podcast, but obviously not everyone that's watching this podcast will go back and watch the other one, potentially. But
Maybe.
tell us a little bit about what got you into coaching and fitness.
Yeah, so fitness started for me at an early age. I grew up watching a lot of anime, cartoons, superhero stuff like that. I always aspired to have this superhero physique. I wanted to look jacked and shredded like those guys. And, I found myself in my room one day. It was like 9 p.m. and I'm like trying to go to bed. I'm like, I wish I had abs. I'm like there wishing, like literally closing my eyes, wishing. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Genuinely, I woke myself up. I'm like, what are you doing? That is not how this works. That's not how it works. You're going to have to make a change today. You're going to have to start actually dialing in if you want to, look like these people you aspire to be. So I'm like, okay. So I had that talk with myself. Then eventually that turned into me getting my first gym membership, which thank God was 10 minutes away from me. This is my biggest tip to beginners. It doesn't matter what gym you go to, just make sure it's close to you. It's going to make it way more, it's going to actually make sure you're going to the gym, because then it's just reducing your list of excuses. All of us have excuses. Oh my God, I got the kids today. Oh, I got work till this time. If the gym is 10 minutes from your house, it's that list of excuses goes down to this. So that's number one advice. Then becoming a trainer, first of all, started with me educating myself on my own training. As we were just saying before, it's a numbers game. So I'm doing all the research again, the science, what exercise is good, what exercise is bad, what I should be eating, what I shouldn't be eating. Acquiring that knowledge, I ended up making good results. I passed it on to my friends who were in a similar position as me. We're all into gaming and anime and we want to look better. So I'm like, hey guys, this worked really well for me. Let me sneak you into the gym. I'm going to train you. I want you to feel good. They all started feeling good. And that basically grew a passion for me to become a trainer, because I realized I could do a career out of that. Then we started, got the cert, started training here. And now we're 1 year into being a personal trainer. Come on. As of last month. So there we go.
And was there a moment, has there been a moment actually for you where you were like, you know what, this is actually what I want to do?
Yeah, when I started, in my mind, I gave myself that year time frame. I'd be like, I need to evaluate myself in a year. I'm going to stay with this for a year, because obviously I can't be a PT for 3 months and then be like, is this for me? You haven't given yourself enough time. So I'm like, I'll give myself a year. And, if I genuinely don't like this job by December, I feel like there's no room for me to grow, I'll stop it. Then December came around. It's January now. And I'm like, okay, well, what's happened in this year? I've grew my clientele to about 12 clients. I'm making good money at the moment. By doing online coaching, I can open up doors to earn even more and have more clients on, so I can grow in this business. Do I enjoy doing the work that's required from me? Yes, I love it. I love training these people in these group classes, even one-on-one, even doing the documentation work and stuff like that, sending check-in messages, creating free value for Instagram and that. I enjoy it. It's not bad at all. So I'm like, okay, could I do this for another 4 years? Yeah, probably. So that's what's kept me here and in this profession. for hopefully the foreseeable future.
The foreseeable future.
Wow. That was
Now-
a good answer.
It was a good
Yeah,
answer.
boys, we're gonna grow together. We're gonna grow together. You're gonna have your $1 million gym. I'm gonna have my little online empire. What? Mark my words. I'm not joking.
It'll come.
You're listening here. I already told him that I'm going to be his mini C.
The thing is, that's an unachievable goal because you're not mini.
And your name doesn't have a C in it.
Big B.
There you go. That works.
Big B joining his crew.
Obviously, within the year of being a coach, you learn a lot about how people's personalities work, how you respond to those personalities. There's a whole bunch of things that you learn, a whole bunch of lessons that you take away from those experiences too. Well, what were some of the biggest lessons that you took from the past year of being a coach?
Not everything is as black and white as to hit your goal, you need to eat better and progressive overload. That's how I trained myself, and it worked, and that's great. But I was also a 17-year-old without a job, kids, injuries, stuff like that, right? So you very quickly learn going into personal training that everybody, and that's why we have our jobs and our professions, is because there needs to be specific training programs for different people. You know, you need to be able to work around an injury, adapt to it, relieve it. You need to be able to fit sessions into people's busy schedules. You know, some people might only be able to train twice a week. Okay, cool. We're going to make a training program that focuses on training the full body. Some people want to get stronger. Some people don't. Some people couldn't care less about their strength. They just want to build muscle. Some people don't even care about muscle. Some people just want to be leaner or get better cardio. You really, if you want to become a personal trainer, you need to educate yourself in all these fields. So that's one thing that hit me like a brick hard, because I was educated, don't get me wrong, but I didn't know everything. I would never know everything. But I definitely put in the work in those first, I would say, 4 months to know as much as I could. And if a client comes around with a specific problem, I'm going to do the research to help them the best way and the most effective way I know to be possible.
Do you believe that's why there's such a quick turnaround? Like 6 months is the expected life expectancy of a personal trainer. Do you reckon that's why?
Really? Is that it?
That's a start, yeah.
Fuck.
So 6 months in the industry is the life expectancy.
Oh, well, yeah, I would say that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because most people think being a PT is easy. You just, all right, I'm going to write them up a training program, 3x12, full body or upper lower. Told them to eat less and that's done. No. You're going to be further from the truth. And that's the fact that you have to become everybody's personal therapist. That's also another one.
So I guess with your coaching philosophy and what you do, you never really promise quick transformations.
No.
Especially when it comes to your content and what you're producing in the online space and
100%.
even in here when you're speaking to people. A lot of people request quick transformations, but you come back and you say that you don't do that. How does that conversation usually go?
It's a tough convo for most people because they think they can do it, or they think just because they invest the money into it that it's all of a sudden going to become possible.
It's a magic pill or...
Yeah, I like to tell them, like, look, if you genuinely could lose 10 kilos in 6 weeks, you would have done it by now. But that hasn't happened. And we need to learn the nutrition habits to get you there first. You're not going to be able to swallow all that information in one day. So yeah, look, I'm all for fast transformations. I think they're sick on paper. Are they realistic? You know, I provide value to more of the busy person, the person that has a lot going on in their life that really can't lose fat. I don't realistically expect that busy person to be able to do the 20,000 steps of walking they need to do to burn all that fat in a short amount of time, because that's what it requires. You got two options if you're trying to cut weight really fast. You either go from eating a lot to eating absolutely nothing, or you eat maintenance or a little bit under and you walk heaps. Those are your two options. Realistically, am I right? Like, that's all you can do. And
There are only two options.
yeah, or the third option.
There's a third option?
There is a third option.
What?
And what's the third option, Seb?
Sticking a needle in your bum.
Whoa, this took a bit of a turn.
It's a very spoken about topic these days.
It's quite an expensive option and a scary option. And
Is that Wegovy? Is that Wegovy?
I've never. No, like
Okay, then.
those things like Ozempic, Mounjaro, retatrutide, peptides that are gonna, attack your GLP-1s and suppress your appetite and make you burn fat a little faster. And they're great, but if you're a beginner or someone who's never done fat loss before and you're looking for that shortcut, guess what? What do you think's gonna happen when you've lost all the weight and now you're off it? Do you think all of a sudden the habits that got you to that position before will just magically go away? Probably not.
It's not how it works.
You're going to get off it, your appetite's going to come back, and your defaults are going to arise, and you're just going to end up back to where you were. That's why I would never recommend anything like that to someone that doesn't already know good nutrition habits and healthy eating.
In your line of work, honesty is the best policy. And that's something that you hold very close to your chest, is being honest and realistic. Is that something that you've always done?
Yeah, 100%, because I've done it straight at the bat as a coach, and then even before I was a coach, I'd have those conversations with myself. Like, Seb, can you realistically put 20 kilos of muscle on in a year? No. Like, you have to tell yourself that.
Sharpshooter.
Let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the examples. Most natural lifters, okay, 10 kilos. Okay, well, that's a realistic goal. Because I don't want to be disappointed. I feel like with a lot of new people as well, if you set yourself too high of a weight loss goal and you don't hit it, even if you do make a good result, like 8 kilos down in a few months, but your goal was 20, you're still going to be somewhat disappointed in yourself, which is terrible because that is huge realistic progress.
Yeah.
So I feel like being real is really important. It also keeps people on track. I feel like if you're paying for coaching, you want a coach. You don't want just some dickhead who's going to sugarcoat things for you, sweet talk you,
Give you unrealistic
yeah,
expectations.
give you like, oh, that was, you didn't have a good, your eating was pretty good. And they had like 3,000 calories and no protein. Like, you have to be real with it, because realistic advice is what causes change.
Yeah.
I've never had somebody like a teacher or a mentor talk to me and baby me and sugarcoat me, and it actually turned into success and results.
It's more doing the hard yakka yourself.
Yeah, we're in hard labor.
Hard labor.
So how do you personally handle like stress and setbacks in your life? Because I'm sure in this 1 year journey, you've obviously had a few setbacks and a few things that have gone wrong or not according to plan. How have you handled them?
I don't know how I do it, to be honest. I seriously, like, I'm not, it's weird to explain. When something bad happens, I literally have a little conversation with myself in my head about like, okay, does dwelling on this fix anything? No. Will being upset or being mad about being stressed out make you more successful? No. So if I know it's pointless and it's going to get me nowhere, I won't do it. And I know not a lot of people like that. It's not a very realistic thing to give out. I know we're just talking about me being real, but this is just what works for me. I rarely ever get stressed. I'm a very low stress person. If something goes wrong, I literally brush it off my shoulder and move on. I don't know why I'm able to do that, how this habit developed, really. But yeah, that's just sort of who I am. I don't get stressed easily. I don't get angry. If something doesn't go my way, it's so be it. Find another option. and try again.
It sounds like you're emotionally detached.
Disassociate.
I might be.
disassociate,
I genuinely might be.
detach.
I've been told by some people I know personally like that I show like slight signs of I wouldn't want to say autism, but that's what they say. They say like you're a bit like on the spectrum when it comes to handling like stress
Emotions,
or even
stuff like
like
that.
this person's in hospital or something like that. I won't be like, oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, are they okay? Do you want to go see them soon? Like that.
Like sometimes it's not about just suppressing your emotions, it's about controlling your emotions. And that's what can really change your mindset when it comes to losing weight, gaining muscle, focusing on gaining one new habit. So that's definitely something that I've taken on from just what you said, is it not to emotionally detach yourself from it, but acceptance makes a big difference, and being able to take on criticism
like
and feedback.
a big thing is when we're talking about emotions, a lot of people eat out of emotions. They have this really bad habit where, you know, you're stressed out, you know, you need something comfortable, something safe to rely on. You know, you pick up that sweet treat. It's not going to talk back to you. It's not going to say,
Don't eat me.
Look how fat you are, you fucking bit. It's going to be like, it's going to make you feel good. It's going to, you know, raise your blood sugar, make you feel happy, and then
Spike
you
the
know,
insulin.
you have a few more of those, you might feel a little bit unhappy the day after.
For someone watching this podcast right now, if you were to give them one bit of advice for how to take that next step for them to, you know, lose the weight, focus on the habits, gain one new habit this year, what would you say?
I feel like there's no better time than just to start now. I think the major excuse that I hear from 90% of people is, I don't think it's the right time. You just have to start today. If you want to lose fat, if you want to build muscle, go buy that gym membership, go start. Like, even for me, I didn't have a gym membership. I started working out when I was 15. I had no money. You know what I was doing? I was doing push-ups on my floor. I was doing pull-ups with a blanket on my door. Like, I was finding every way I could to achieve your goals. If you're genuinely serious about it, start now with whatever equipment we have, whatever money you have, if you genuinely want to hit that goal.
What are you most excited about 2026?
Building the business. I have a goal.
What, the gym?
Yes, hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand. 50-50 split. Maybe a bit higher. Maybe like 60-40.
As in
I'm
you own
looking at
60/40?
growing my in-person clientele. I also want to grow my online coaching business as well. I just want to provide the best quality service I can to as many people as I can. I really want to solidify myself in this space, and I want to prove this year. I already know from my last year that PT would be a good career option. It's doable and I can grow. Now I need to prove that that growth is real. I need to prove that I can earn and actually sustain a livable income off being a trainer. Because it's all fun and dandy if I enjoy it, but it's not good if I'm not making enough money from it. At the end of the day, that's the harsh reality. I didn't do this for the check that comes in, but it definitely plays a big part. I can't live in, you know, Sydney, out of all places, without a good amount of money coming into the account every couple of weeks. That is the harsh reality of life for everyone. That's why most people work that job that they hate, because it pays well and they have to show up 9 to 5 for it.
How do you define success?
Is that actually the question?
Yeah, it's just, yep.
All right, we asked this in the last one.
Oh, true.
So that's where I was leading. It's all right. We'll go back to it. So
we'll
after your whole year of coaching, all the reflection that you've taken on from last year, self-reflection's obviously been a big one. Improvements for the new year, the goals that you've set, they're all really, really big. Your definition of success last year was to be in a room full of people at your funeral. Remember how you said you went to a funeral and there's a bunch of people there,
Right,
and that
his
was
funeral?
your. He went to a funeral. If you just heard what I said, he went to a funeral, and he said my definition of success would be to have the same amount of people that he saw at that funeral be at that funeral.
I remember that.
What's your definition of success going into 2026 now?
I think it'll still be the same, but I want to put it in a different context. I just put that in the context of that was a current life experience that I had gone through in that current time. It's more generalized in the sense that success would be helping others achieve their fitness goals, right? Now, it doesn't have to be necessarily fitness. Obviously, I'm in the space of a personal trainer. I'm not helping people with their money goals, am I? I'm helping people lose fat. So, but just helping people and then, you know, having people message you and be like, hey, I've lost 10 kilos. My life is going absolutely great right now. I'm enjoying walking more. I love what I see every time I look in the mirror. I'm able to run around with my kids. Seeing messages like that, watching the work you put into someone and the advice you give them pay off and their life is better because of it, that's successful. That's success.
That's a good answer. And what's one message you would like people to gain from your story?
One message I want people to gain from my story would be just to start. Whatever you're thinking about, just start it now. If it's a goal, if it's a business, and don't be afraid of failure. No successful person, all right? I'm not even a successful person. I'm learning off other successful people. But none of them have gotten to where they are without failures and setbacks. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. What matters more is how you get back up, you push through those failures and setbacks, and you keep going and you improve and you succeed as a human.
Inch by inch, day by day.
Yep.
Beautiful, Seb. Where can people find you?
You can find me at optimized_fat loss on Instagram. And then if you're curious about coaching or you just want some value, just go on the page. Take a scroll.
Beautiful. Thank you, bro. See you in 2 minutes.
And thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Dynamic Podcast.
Thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if friends are interested, share it around.
Don't forget to comment your favorite part of this episode and tag us on your social media platforms.
And we'll see you next Friday. Ciao.